multi-role ships in the persistent universe, by their very nature of the name, give you that flexibility.
They're intended to let you experience almost every part of the game. You can change between deciding to go off to a random planet and do some cargo missions, to changing your mind and decide to do bounty hunting and bringing a bounty back and putting them in your hold.
So now, as we're on the verge of getting into more lawless systems like Pyro, I think multi-role is a great advantage to have, because you don't know what's lurking around the corner and you'll be able to react to whatever comes at you.
And that's why we're introducing the Constellation's big brother, the RSI Galaxy. The RSI Galaxy is a multi-role vessel with true modularity that has different sections of the middle of the ship that can be changed out to support significant and real gameplay loops.
It is built on the same kind of ethos as the Connie, but it's scaled up to a larger crew size.
The Galaxy has a very industrial feel compared to previous iterations, and the Constellation is a prime example. It has far less focus on its combat capabilities.
It's not a warship, so it's not bristling with guns, but it's got what it needs. We were just going for a ship that when you saw it, it just looked like you want to just get together with your friends, get that thing off the ground, turn it around and just fly as far as you can.
For me, I think the favourite thing about the Galaxy is just the look of it, in conjunction with the layout. It does keep that classic RSI sort of sub-capital shape to it.
We've got the nice big exposed engines with we've started to bring like metal onto the engines, like a kind of a titanium material to complement the kind of cooler greys and blacks of the rest of the superstructure.
For me, RSI goes into kind of two different groups. You've got the slightly kind of more bulbous shaped ships, and then you've got this really aggressive arrow-headed kind of stance. And I think for me, the Galaxy kind of really falls into that arrow-shaped kind of, driving the ship forward.
The interior architecture of the RSI brand is something that I really enjoy, because it's got those nice upturned classic sci-fi walls that sort of canter in at the top. And it is a bit of a challenge designing those, because it means they need a bit more room inside the vessel. So you just got to make sure you've got a bit more space. But when you've got a bigger ship like the Galaxy, there's enough room in there to get your accommodation for your 6 players, all your functional habitation and recreation and all your kind of crew positions and everything. There's enough room to do that and have these cool extra wide corridors with a nice architecture.
Starting at the bridge, it's a central bridge that looks down onto the main part of the ship. Directly behind that, in the top deck, you have the habitation section. So you'll have a shared habitation space, and then moving further back, you have individual bedrooms, as well as the captain having their own office as well as bedroom. Behind that, you have the engineering section that looks down onto the hangar area. And it's probably one of my favourite parts of the ship, because it has a nice look down onto the actual hangar, which is a rear-loading hangar, which is really cool in my opinion. The floor beneath that is where the module is, within the centre of the ship. It's a relatively large space for the different modules you might need, and directly connecting to the module section, there's the hangar.
So the 3 modules that are available are a cargo module, which increases the cargo capacity of the ship significantly.
There's a refinery module, which it's got a sweet mechanism with the underneath where the cargo ramp opens, and we've got the saddlebag deposit. So this thing's going to work really well with something like a prospector.
And then the last one is a medical module.
The medical module is split into 2 halves. So in the very centre, there's a lift that'll bring you up. So if there's anyone injured in a vehicle, you can get them straight into the actual medical wings. Alternatively, you can use the hangar at the back to fly someone in and unload them into the actual Galaxy. Inside the actual medical wing, you have an assortment of different tiered med beds for whatever injury the person might have sustained. Although it's been a while since we've showed off a modular ship or released any new ships that were modular, it isn't something that we wanted to move away from. Modular ships have a unique place in the universe because it helps push the multi-crew and multi-role ship. It's part of the reason why there's been less emphasis on multi-role ships in the universe recently. Now that we're getting closer to being able to deliver it, it's something we want to start revisiting again. The RSI Galaxy is perfect for a group of friends who want to be able to try lots of different aspects of the game and not limit themselves to one individual part, who one day might decide that them and all their friends are going to go out and do a load of mining and refining, making lots of money from gathering resources. But then the next day might decide that they want to do some cargo hauling across the verse, so they go from one system to another, transporting huge amounts of goods. The next day they might decide that them and their friends want to have a battle, so they need someone to be able to hear people. It's a ship that allows them to experience the most of the game without limiting themselves.
The RSI Galaxy is the newest concept ship making its debut at this year's Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. And you'll get your chance to learn even more about it during RSI Day this Saturday, November 26th. But the Galaxy isn't the only rumored vehicle to arrive at this year's event. Anvil Day brought with it the brand new C8R Pisces, the space ambulance that some requested and many others never knew they quite wanted. Let's find out more as this IAE ISC continues.
The C8R is a new entry medical level vehicle. It's a variant of the well-loved Pisces.
We decided to make it a little bit faster than the regular Pisces, just so you can get to emergencies just that little bit quicker, slightly better for someone surviving. We have had to remove a little bit of the range. It's no longer a exploration ship like the regular C8 and the C8X. So it cannot jump quite as far as they can. We added some siren lights so people can see when you're coming. We've also given it a traditional medical colouring. So we've gone for a nice little red and white.
The C8R is a variant of the Pisces, so it benefits from the paints that exist for the Pisces itself can be used on that, and the reverse is also true. So some of the more medical themed paints can also be put on the base one, which I'm sure people will find various interesting ways of using and misusing.
We have gone for a very clean style on the inside. When you step in through the ramp, you'll notice that there is some of the decontamination ports towards the bottom of the area. There's then a large frosted glass door that will open up. We have off to the right a tier 3 medical bed. And off to the left we've got some storage. We've got a fridge for you that's stocked up with a couple of meds for you when you get the ship. We've had to remove one of the jump seats that came with the regular C8. However, that's been replaced with the medical terminal.
It's also a great partner to the Carrack, which obviously has a tier 2 medical bed. So now Carrack owners can use C8R as a sort of a advanced medical scout to be able to ferry injured people back for further treatment.
I can see people using it for going out to bunker missions, just getting out there, doing all the murdering that they do, getting all the stuff back into Pisces, and then making sure that any nicks, cuts, grazes, or broken arms that they've got fixed before they move on to the next location.
The C8R is obviously for those sort of players who want to support other players in the game. It's never going to win a combat fight. It doesn't have the durability to last in engaged combat. But it is there primarily and almost solely to rescue injured players or NPCs and keep them alive long enough to get them to somewhere to heal more severe injuries.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that specialized vehicles will always have their place in the persistent universe, but that a more rounded, multi-role experience might just be what's needed out there in the less civilized regions. That the Galaxy isn't just the Connie's big brother, but a return of player-facing modularity and potential harbinger for that system's future development. And that the new C8R Medical Pisces isn't just a standalone ambulance, but a solid addition to any ship with a hangar that can support it. Now, if you watched last week's Star Citizen Live IAE 2952 Super Talk Spectacular, you might have heard me mention about us finally pulling the curtain back on the Polaris internal layout rework this week. And here's where we have sort of a good news and bad news type situation. The bad news is that the shortened Thanksgiving holiday this week means we weren't quite able to get that going where we wanted it to be for this show. But the good news is that we'll have plenty of time to explore the new Polaris concept layout next episode. So hopefully with even a more in-depth look than we would have managed this week. So stay tuned for that. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Happy Thanksgiving to those who celebrate, and we'll see you all here next week.
Come on! Oh. That was close. So, I kind of crashed my cutter. Well, Bob's cutter. Don't tell Bob. Right into a racer and their trusty Cyclone RC. Yeah. Well, fortunately, the rest of the competitors here agreed not to murder me if I took the incapacitated racer's place in the upcoming heat. Let's see if I can beat my time on the tumbrel test track. Here we go! Woo-hoo! Shit! I'm all right. Okay, nobody cares.
No, it's all wrong. The RSI Galaxy prototype didn't show, and now the piece is a mess.
All right, hello here. How is everyone doing today? We are here live at the IAE 2952. How's everyone doing today? So, the A1 Spirit. Isn't that the bomber? Interesting they don't have it, oh, weird, okay. I like that gun there. Oh boy. So the executive transport, you know you're going to make a lot of money doing that type of missions in this game once that comes in line or online or available. And then the same thing with the cargo variant. So we're going to talk about the A1 Spirit. Comes with 120 months of insurance. It's equipped separately with launchable payload, each packing 5 bombs. 5 big bombs. Okay. So, solid weapons. Package keeps the pilot cool and under pressure. Wouldn't it mean that you would be in pressure? But hey, pressure. Perfect for small crew looking to get foothold into the battle support for Crusader. Let's look at some of the specs, shall we? This may change in the future once the game is out, or I mean, once the ship is out, we won't know. So we'll have to see once it's out. I think they're working on it now. Not sure. You know, development takes time, but they look good. I can say that. They look really good. There is a need for them. What is this one? Oh, the bombs. I would say it'll be easy to make because they got the other ships ready, right? The other bomber. So this should be simple to make because they have the mechanics in, kind of. And you've got the cargo variant as well. So let's look at the specs here. It's a medium ship, pretty much. I would say low to medium. Okay, so mid-ish size ship. It's not going to be huge, like the Hercules, but it's gonna be decent size. And bomber obviously has 0 cargo, but technically you would say that the bombs are cargo. But hey, here we go. All medium components. It's a decent ship, even though it's war footing. So if you want to be a warship, if you want to have a warship, this is a pretty good warship then. You got regular missiles, apparently. 2 racks, pretty much. Size, oh no, 4 racks. Okay, 4 racks. Size 3 missiles. That is very big missiles for this ship. So this ship not only has turrets, it also has missiles, and it has bombs. That's a lot of payload for a ship. So it's a warship, definitely. When you have all 3s in my understanding of a warship, I would say that's like a warship, because then you have all 3. If you don't have all 3, then you're not a warship. But it's pretty good. Then there's size 5 bombs. These are not small. Size 5 is pretty big. But it also depends on your type of gameplay. So there is that as well. And right now you can buy them. So okay. So this comes with, let's see. This comes with obviously the ship. Then it comes with 120 months of insurance, and then it comes with the AeroView hangar. Now, I'm not sure how the hangar system is going to work, because right now they have hangars, you know, for you to land and stuff like that, but you're going to get a personal hangar for yourself. This is what it comes in the package. And I'm not sure how they're going to redesign the hangar system, because they said that they would work on the hangar system. So we'll have to see what that includes or what that entails. The ship is $75. Now, the Hercules is equivalent to like a big ship, a really big ship. And this ship seems to be more in line of how many people? 2 crews. So the Hercules, you would need a lot more people, especially because it has cargo as well, and you could fit a tank or a tank, you know, the Nova tank or any other, and also cargo on top of it. So in reality, I would say this ship is more in line of, you know, it would be better to get this ship or the Hercules, but at the same time, the Hercules is far more money as well. And we'll look at the Hercules shortly. Now let's look at the C1. All right, the C1. It has a bit of cargo. And with that in mind, It has 48 CUs of cargo if the matrix does not lie. If it doesn't. Obviously, when the ship comes out, we'll know the true number, the real number. If it's the same, then good. But we all know that this ship manufacturer, Crusader, is a really good manufacturer. It's one of the, obviously it would be one of the best, right? Expensive, but not too expensive like Origin. But this would be a pretty good ship. So you get a starter ship, you earn the credits. This would be a medium ship, so I would say there would be one ship between the starter ship and then going into this. If you were gonna go combat or cargo, or even what's the other variant? What does this do? Oh, a passenger. So yeah. And then there's another ship after this. So pretty much I would recommend that you get like a starter ship of whatever classification you would like to get, like cargo, transport, or transporting people, like luxury liner. I'm sure there's going to be a small version as well of a ship that does luxury lining. And then you've got obviously fighter. So there will be a ship in between. I'm sure they're going to come out with one. But this is a medium ship, so I think you could earn from starter to this ship, but it's going to be kind of tough. Depending if you go mining, or it'll take time, obviously, through starter ships. But it is $175 for the A1. Then you've got the let's see, the C1. What is this price? Not sure why it doesn't show up. Oh, here we go. $110. Honestly, for $110, it's fairly good. Now, yes, a starter ship normally. Okay, so a starter ship normally costs $45, right? And that's all you really need. You could even try to get a $60 ship. Like, let's say, let's look at that actually. So if you were going to get a package with Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you would have to go for sure. Oh yeah, this is the Pisces. So now they made packs like this. It normally is $60, but it's $54. And then you've got the cutter that just came out, which has 4 CUs, I think, 4 CUs. And that comes with 120 months of insurance, which is insane. It might not be lifetime, but it's still insane because you'll make all the money way before then to be able to keep on putting insurance on these ships. So you don't have to worry about that. And this doesn't come with Squadron 42, which is weird. I would think it would. The same thing with the cutter, right? This has lifetime insurance. Wow. So if you get this ship and you decide to get a new ship down the road because Squadron 42 and Star Citizen is not fully out yet, you can just upgrade the ship with a little bit of money. Save like $5-10 a month, and you could slowly get bigger ships. You could even get within, I don't know, if the ship doesn't come out, the C1, A1, like any of those, like all the variants of these ships, you could get them within a certain amount of time, not that much time. So if you put $45, you get lifetime insurance, and then that lifetime insurance and this whole package goes right into, um, basically your lifetime goes right into the other ship. So it's like a CCU kind of thing. So that's crazy, because I didn't think that ships like this would have lifetime insurance. This must be a new, well, not a new thing, but it's like what do you call this? Like a goodwill gesture from CIG to keep on adding the insurance thing again. But it has 4 CUs, like I was right, 4 CUs of cargo. So if you want to go from this ship and then upgrade it to one of these ships, it is not that hard. Couple of months. But then if you really want to earn the ships, all in ships in game, you just get the cutter. Just get the cutter. It comes with lifetime insurance. You're done, you know, and you just earn everything else in the future. But if you want to speed time up, and instead of earning, you get some of these bigger ships down the road, I would still go get the cutter and then go upgrade to lifetime. Well, you get lifetime and then just do an upgrade to the bigger ship that you want. But it won't take you that much time to get from the cutter to like the C1 Spirit, or if you want a fighter bomber, then you can go for you know, the A1, which is this one. But yeah, so the A1, the C1, and the E1 are all really good ships. It just depends on the roles that you want to accomplish or take or do, pretty much. This is the C1. This has decent weaponry as well. This is not going to be a slouch. They're medium ships. They got to defend themselves. It also has a tractor beam. What ships have tractor beams like this? Not that many. There's a few, but not that many. And the design alone is freaking awesome. And yes, it can fight. So there you go. It's epic. Now let's go into, every one of them also get 120 months of insurance, and all of them are pretty much all 2 crew. Now I would say the passenger version, yeah, not upgrade. All right. All right, let's just look at this. Made mistakes there. My goodness. The passenger version, you will need a little bit more people, because you have to also have people to take care of the people that are, you know, that are here. Now, yes, you can have 2 people and then one person that is not the pilot, or the pilot, whenever you're flying in mid-air or mid-space, you can automatically, you know, get out of the seat and talk to the people and stuff like that. But you would like to have a pilot, I'm sure. And then also a secondary pilot, and then also multiple people. So, but this ship will also make a lot of moolah, you know, a lot of money, because once the parts of the game is in, then you're pretty much gonna make money, a lot of money. And there is this one ship called the Luxury Liner, a Starliner, and I think it's from Crusader as well. Gotta remember if it's from Crusader or not. I don't even remember anymore. It's been a while, that ship. So let's move on. I'll find out. Anyway. All right. Now we got the Hercules. The Hercules is a lot more money. $400 for the cargo variant, but it holds, I think, 2 tanks and a couple of other items. These are skins. You can get skins in game or you could get them now. It is totally up to you. But you can earn them in game in the future, or you can even paint your ship in the future whenever they add that capability, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. But if you want to go for it now, go for it now. Then we've got this ship holds a lot of cargo. They say it's a medium, well, it's a large ship. They say it has like medium components. They don't always have to have large components for everything, but this might have changed. I'm not sure. So we'll have to see, but it has size 5. Yep, size 5 weaponry with 4 of them mounted on turrets, weapons. Then you've got obviously quantum fuel, 2 tanks, so it does have a lot of quantum fuel capability, and 2 crew. Now I would say that number is baloney, and it does have a lot of cargo capacity, by the way. I'm not sure if this number is real, but I know I did a mission with the ship and I made a truckload of money. Like, it was 100% filled, and I made so much money that I could practically buy another Hercules within like a couple of days. So it wasn't that hard in game, obviously. So this is a cargo variant with these stats. So we're going to see in game. I'm going to be going in game shortly. Then we've got, obviously, we've got the Hercules M2, which is similar to, I don't know. It's a troop transport, military transport. Now, I'm not sure if they fixed that inside or something like that. But, oh yeah, they did work on the inside. So let's check this out. Okay, so it's $400. Comes with 120 months insurance. But now if you want to be a little bit tricky, since the IAE is going on, you want to test all these ships out, you can test all these ships out for free. You just go and rent it. You know, before 11, I think maybe even you might be able to try it out after 11 as well. 11 in the morning tomorrow. So you can try these ships, all these ships out. Just go to the expo in microTech, and there's a bunch of signs everywhere, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It can be weird sometimes on other planets, but microTech should be smoother transition to finding a way to go to the expo. And there'll be signs all over the place. Follow those signs. Then when you go to the expo, go upstairs to the show floor. And there's an elevator that goes straight to the show floor, pretty much. There's a main entrance with a bunch of shirts that you can actually buy in-game, or you could buy with real money on the website, and it will stay permanent on your account, and then they'll never go away if you buy through the website. They're going to probably work on it eventually where it doesn't get erased unless they already have that feature in, where if you buy any kind of clothing, it stays. I'm not sure yet, but we'll have to find out once the patch comes out. Let's see. Now we're going to go into, we went to the cargo variant. It is flight ready, so you could test it out, pretty much. And let's see what else. Variant. This one is the M2, which is a military version. Transport troops, a bunch of gear everywhere, you know, to hold your stuff. Technically, in the future, when the game comes out, these ships will not allow you to sit with a lot of stuff on. You're going to have to stow them. Obviously, when the game is far more polished and less of an issue, and once armor comes in, like fully comes into the game, then these armors are going to be more realized and more important. But for now, they're not as important, but it's helpful because you can carry more stuff on you whenever you have armor on. But in reality, the armor system in the game is not yet in. So this is the transport pods for you to hold. Oh, not transport pods, but the chairs where you could sit down. And then you got a little bit of stuff that you could put in those cargo things. What else? It has guns on top. These weapons are pretty strong, by the way. They're size 5s. They don't play around. There's a lot of them even. You've got 3x, so that'd be... How to count that? Oh yeah, I do. That'd be 5 in total. So 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 for back, and then 5 on the bottom. On the back bottom, I believe. Yeah, so that would be 5. But that's quad on one of them or 2 of them, maybe 3 quads. So yeah, it's pretty good. There is going to be cargo on these ships now. In every hull, Hercules, I mean, and every Hercules ship, there's going to be cargo. And the reason why that is because it's it's originally designed for transporting ships, you know what I mean? Or transporting goods, people, and stuff like that. So the whole key to this is that they made it where it's robust, so then you can have both weapons troops and have sort of like versatility to adding whatever things you want on the ship. And that's why they give you so much room, so much space. Now we're going to go to, and so this is a transport variant. Now we're going to go to the A2, which is the bigger brother of the C, or the A1. Yeah, the bigger brother of the A1. So the A1's bigger brother. This ship has so many weapons that unbelievable. And yes, it can store stuff as well. And so many weapons that your brain will explode. You would think the M2 would have as many weapons, which is kind of weird in my humble opinion. It's a little bit strange that the M2 does not have as many of these weapons, except for taking away the dropping bombs, right? You take away the 4, I guess it's size 10 bomb. It's a little bit high. It's the same, no, it's not the same size as a Polaris bomb, but it's a thicker bomb. It's like a, bomb drop, not a tactical torpedo, but it's like a bomb. So here you got 4 racks, which is a lot of racks, and you got 10 bombs. It's a lot. And then you've got, not only that, you got all these extra weapons on top of it. So it has more weapons than you can count. Yeah. It has 4 beds. I would say the ship would need at least, I'd say 4 plus 2 on the bottom. I'd say 4 plus 2. So I'd say 6 people. And then not only 6, you would want the people that are being transported as well. And then obviously you're going to want like 1 crew to do the computer stuff for the bombs as well. And making sure everything gets reloaded properly. This has more pictures than the other ones. Yeah. So, maybe this is the... Interesting. Is that new? I don't know. When we get in game, I'm gonna have to see if this is in, because I don't remember this stuff being in. It's concept, obviously, but still. And it could fit. It could fit a tank, 1 tank, and a couple of other items. So let's check Let's check that out. All right, so that's 200 cargo. 200 cargo means you can fit one tank and some cargo, like a little bit of cargo. And I don't believe that the ship can. I think the ship on the bottom is a little smaller due to the bombs that you have to, that are implemented, or it might be a shorter bay. I'm not sure. I've got to double check when we get in game, and that's why it has smaller cargo. But yeah, it's a crew of 6, but in reality, to support this ship, you would need a little bit more than a crew of 6 because you would have to have an engineer as well. And the ship is pretty big, maybe even have an assistant engineer. And these ships are big, so that means you're going to have resources to be able to repair the ship on the fly because you're bombing things. You know, you gotta protect your own as well, and you have to have backup people. You know, for everything. So the ship is going to be very valuable in game, like super valuable. But yeah, I love it. I want one. So there's the smart bombs. I wonder how they exactly deploy, but I have to look. All right, let's move on. Now, you could go for any of these items, but obviously I'd rather wait. I would rather wait until the paints are in the game, and then decide if you want to paint it for yourself. So the C2 Hercules is 400. The Starliner, that was right. So the M2 is 520. Okay. Then, wow, this did go up in price. Okay. The A2 is 750. Yep. And they're all in game right now. And you don't even have to pay for it right now. All you need to do is go into the expo and rent the stuff. That's all you got to do. 100% free. Make an account and go to microTech and rent the ship. That's all you need to do. No money involved for that. And then you could click rent. Boom, done. All right. Now the Genesis Starliner. All right. This ship is one of the older concepts. I think Jared Huckabee likes it. Yeah. And it's going to come out eventually. Don't know when, sadly. I do like the thought of having the Starliner in, or the Genesis Starliner, and ships similar to it, like the the Spirit having a similarity. So this would be the higher end version. This would be the budget version. Well, maybe not even a budget version. This would be the higher end because this is $400, by the way. This would be a medium to a large ship, probably even a large ship. Okay, so it's a large ship, and the large ship normally has all sorts of stuff. But now there is a bigger ship to this. There is the Origin 890 Jump, and that has the capability as well to transport people, CEOs, companies, the rich, the wealthy. This probably is a little bit similar, but is cheaper. So, with that in mind, it is a moneymaker. It is a troop transport, and tourist alike will automatically love this ship because, well, basically you're moving people around. It probably has pretty decent fuel efficiency, that's like they say here, and you'll be able to travel the stars. You've got a bunch of windows, which is unique to like the airplanes that we have today. It's a lot similar, especially because the wings, I'm not sure what the wings mean really in space. I'm kind of guessing the wings are designed like that for the ship because of, they want to make sure that they can go onto a planet without having to worry too much, and it'll probably fly fairly well. But I'm hoping in the game they add some kind of like mechanic to the game where, you know, you get that pull, that feel, you know, when you're about to land, the G's, you know, or the you know what I'm talking about. So it's like when you're slowing down and you get gravity you have to deal with gravity once you land. It doesn't look like you can because there's no wheels though. So I might be wrong on that, but you might have to feel like a little gravity drop feel when you're landing. Like maybe the springs on the ship will make you feel that way. And then they take off the gravity generator on the ship to make people feel that way. That'd be crazy. That'd be funny too. Let's check the ship out. So the Genesis Starliner, here we go. It has weapons. This has to have weapons, right? It has weapons. And size 4, which are not puny. And 2 of them mounted. All right. You've got large shield generator, which this means that the ship is large. Just because I see all these large everywhere else, except for the couple of medium. And power plant, there's 2 power plants, one medium, one large. Obviously, this will change over time because the ship is not even out yet. Then you have to have cargo because obviously the passengers need food, right? Just like anything else. And obviously there might be 2 different versions of this. There might be a troop transport version. And then might be even a passenger version, like a luxury liner kind of thing, feel. It is $400. Comes with 120 months of insurance. Let's see. The industrial hangar. Probably whoever buys the ship gets this clothing as well. Stewardesses. And their flight attendants. See this image here. Space station kind of thing. The ship has very advanced, I would call them, interesting engines. Now this is cool. This is real cool. So it has VTOL thrusters. Wow. Okay. So this ship will be cool. And apparently there's concepts for each one of them. Maybe Genesis Starliner is a company that that rents out these Starliners for every company, not just, you know, for corporations. So, and then you can get the Tycoon Pack. Obviously, it's $2,500, but Tycoon Pack is a lot. No joke. But it comes with every freaking industry ship there is known to man. And half of these ships are not out yet, except for the Reclaimer. The Reclaimer is soon, by the way, soon to have salvaging in to a small degree. You know, like V1. The same thing with the Drake Vulture, V1. So version 1. And that's going to be interesting. I can't wait until the Crucible comes in. That's repair. Starfarer, I hope they do the rework, but I hope it stays in line with the original design that they have, just reworked. And you got the Prospector mining away. And then the video that we saw earlier with the RSI Galaxy, it takes the pods from here, you know, the mining bags, and automatically refines them. So now the Galaxy has become the #1 hot topic ship because it has 3 modules. And let me tell you something, Once the game is kind of out and there's a bunch of star systems and a lot of the ships are mostly out, there is a huge high possibility that one day modules of different types of modules will come out. But that's when the game is like fully, burning out or popping out like 2 star systems every few months or a year. At the beginning, it's not going to be that there. It's going to come further down the road, probably when they feel the game is more balanced and is capable of receiving, what they need information-wise on what ships are what and what works with what. And I'm sure there's going to be more modules for the Galaxy. A lot more modules. Because why have modularity limited to 3 modules? But you never know. They could never do it either. It might be a possibility that they never do it. But if it's a module ship, why not? There might be like a special kit that you can buy in-game and you have to earn it in-game. I don't want every ship and every module to be with money. But it's a good way to make money right now for the company because they need it, so then they can build the game to be what we want or what the world needs. To be honest with you, what the world needs. But we do need Star Citizen to be, and Squadron 42 to be the god of all god games, because I'm sorry to say, companies are screwing up right now. Let's finish the Starliner for a second. I was going off topic. It has defensive weapons only. Okay. Obviously, some people might choose to use it as attack weapons, to offensively attack. So this ship is going to be very valuable in game because of the value that it's going to bring to the game, and also the value that it brings to NPCs in the future. So that's going to be amazing. And then obviously there's a ramp in the back. Who wouldn't want a ramp in the back of a ship? This is older version. I'm sure that there's going to be a more advanced version of this eventually. But this is a very unique ship. I don't know if they're going to make a ship more advanced than this in the future, or another version of this. Who knows? But look at like the C1, the Spirit. They're all, great ships. So we'll have to see what happens. All right, let's move on. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, corridors. Okay, just like in Star Trek, right? This ship is one of my favorite ships. I'm going to be very honest. It is one of my top favorite ships. And the reason why that is because it has a little bit of everything. Bluntly, honestly, I would say this would be the greatest ship to have personally. And the reason why that is because there's a couple of key points to this ship that is really valuable. Number one, it is a multi-purpose ship, right? It will help you not only with cargo, right? You could even fit a somewhat of like a small-ish, tiny-ish medium ship, or vehicle inside. It also has a hidden storage compartment, right? With like maybe 1 or 2 CUs. Obviously, there is some things that you can do with that in the future. Then there's also missile rack, right? So it can be defended, and it is a very capable ship when it comes to encrypting, data storing, advanced servers on board. So when that gameplay comes in, it will be very important. So it's like an info runner. It gets data. It helps you, with the meta of the game, and that is very important. We also have skins down here. Some of them are pretty good. I like the blue and black, I must say, but I also like the original color, this one. I love this color. It's great. basic, but it's still good. Then you got a bunch of other packs, all earnable in game, and the same thing with the ship, earnable in game. But it is $260, and it's already in the game. If you like this kind of ship, why not? You know, but it has a little bit of everything. And every ship can be upgraded within its ship in itself. You know what I mean? Like, you can upgrade components in this game. And in the future, there's going to be a ton more components. And then they'll be able to be overclocked. So, and then armor's going to be in the game eventually. And then ships like this are going to go up in value. And I mean, not just money value, but I mean resource value and usable value. So, all the values in the world. It's a medium ship. It can be quite beefy. But it is defendable. It's a pretty decent ship size for it to be defendable. Now, there's going to be missiles. A lot of them. Because this has size 3 missiles, which is insanely good for this size ship. And you also got Klaus Warner, you know, size 3 weaponry. Okay, not something to frown upon. For $260, is it 260? Did I say 260? Yeah, 260. It's a very worthwhile ship to get in game with credits, by earning it, or with cash. Save $10 a month, $5 a month, and then by the time you have the money, you'll be able to afford it, over time with cash, or you can earn it in game. And right now you can even try it out. Go to the expo and try every ship. Rent it for free, 100% free. Make an account with RSI, just like I have here with RSI, the main website, and then download the game. And then after you're done downloading the game, go to the, say you want to go to microTech as a spawn point, and boom, you're going to be able to go to the expo very easily by just following the expo's, the IAE 2952, and see where to go, and it'll automatically tell you where to go because there's signs all over the place telling you to go to the expo or telling you how to get to the expo. Then once you're there, you can just click on F and automatically press the button to rent, and you're done. You can rent every ship in game, and it gives you many days to try it out. And this is going on until the end of this month. And then obviously there is 4 times a year that this happens. So if you don't fancy the game right now and there's a lot of bugs in the game, it's a developing game. It's a it's sort of like a pre-alpha / alpha state game right now. So it's not 100% perfect, but a lot of games right now that are launching fully released are being released not fixed, not finished. So this game is a live game. So try it out for free until you feel that you're ready to purchase something. And you could just pay $60, leave it alone, and you automatically get Star Citizen and Squadron 42. $60 will give you both. And we will do a short video on this as well, but all right, it might be $65 now, but let's go to that. Let's see. Might be $65 for both. All right, so it is $65 for both, but you get Squadron 42, right? The 3 months thing is not going to hurt at all. And the reason why I say that's not going to hurt, within a couple of days, you're automatically, a day or two of playing, you automatically make more than enough money to give yourself months more for insurance. And that gameplay mechanic in the game is not even out yet. So don't worry about it. You get the Star Citizen, which is the hybrid MMO thing. Like, it's similar to an MMO, has MMO features, but it's not really an MMO. But we'll get to that one day. I'll make a video on that. And then also you got Squadron 42, the digital download, which is the single player campaign. It is 100% a campaign, and it's going to be a very big game. It's not small by any means. It's massive. Then you get the Squadron 42 manual, right? And then you get some credits. Now there's many ways to get credits in game, and also you get your special tag ID to help people get into the game, and you get they get like 5,000 credits UEC, and you also get, you know, like a little bonus whenever you tell people about the game and when they purchase it. And if they purchase it with your special code, then you automatically get special gifts as well for helping to push and share the game's data, you know, the game itself, pretty much. So it will help you and help the person that purchases the game as well. Now we'll go back and we'll talk about this ship. So this ship has missile racks, it has weaponry up the wazoo, it has a computer for data, so it's a data info runner as well, and cargo. It has 110 cargo. Let me tell you something, not a lot of ships at this price point have that. Not a lot. Some of them, most of them, but not a lot. And what I mean by that is, with the features that this ship has on top of the cargo, plus the data mining, okay? The data runner. Then you also have, obviously, the capability of, you know, putting a vehicle in it on top of it. So it's a very, very good ship. And then you also get the 120 months of insurance. You get the AeroView hangar, which is a very unique hangar to this ship. Then you also get, well, this ship size. Then you get, obviously, the name title reservation that you can have for this ship, which is another unique thing. Now we'll look in game to look at these ships, and the Hercules on the side of this. Oh my goodness, Hercules is a little bit bigger than this. Well, a lot more bigger than this. Then you got the corridors, which look very, really cool. Epic. Here's the servers. Right. Then you've got the pilot, co-pilot thing going on. The ship is not small. It's a medium ship. Has a lot of capabilities. And once most of the other capabilities of the game comes in, then you're going to be set. And info running data mining means that you're going to be able to go collect data from star systems and data from other sources, and either sell that data or claim it for your own purposes. So it's a very worthwhile ship, very versatile ship. They don't make ships like that anymore. But now we're going to talk about the killers of capital ships, or capable killers of capital ships. Now, once armor comes into the game, that's going to be a different story, but we'll talk about that some other time. You get 120 months of insurance. You get to fight vessels that are capital size. It says take out a capital ship. Now, it can take out a capital ship if the capital ship is weakened. But these ships will be obliterated if they're by themselves. This is really a ship that needs to be with other people. Okay, all these ships do. Once the game is fully out. Right now, not so much. But even then, you know, it really depends on you as a player and how many people you have with you. I like the design of the ship very much. Some people say that the big gun on here, for this company in the lore, it doesn't make sense, but I'd say it makes sense. The reason why that is look at the M2, look at the A2, Look at the sea spirit, not the spirit, but the A1. You know, like those ships are pretty much war footing ships. So the ship makes sense in lore when you got to go about that. But sometimes it might not make sense because, well, lore does change, obviously, as well. So I might be wrong on that as well. But the paints as well. So you got all these paints. This one looks a little different. Never seen this color in the game before, by the way. Nah, like a turquoise kind of thing. Oh boy. Oh. This one I like. This color I like. This is not so bad. But I like the logo as well. They always make good logos in this game. So it is a capable... It's a capable fighter. It does piercing damage to armor. So once armor is in game, it can devastate armor. But then you've got to have the counter ship to this. And we'll talk about that in a second. The counter ship to this is capable of wiping out shields. Because, well, it has the beam to do it. And this is it right here. So this right here, this ship right here on the left, is capable of pretty much hitting shields. So you would need, I would say, these ships alone by themselves, when the armor's in and shields are in and the game's fully out, you're going to need a lot more than just 2 of these ships. But at the same time, this does wipe shields. Capital ships have backups for a reason for these type of ships. So then these type of ships can't do as much damage right away. But if the ship is, you know, with like 6, 7, 8, 9 of these, maybe it could be enough damage. But to take it out, like entirely destroy it, I don't think it's going to be that easy. My opinion, well, we'll have to see when that kind of test comes. Once the game is fully out, I don't think it's going to be as easy as destroy a capital ship as people think. But this ship is a very good ship. It is a single-seater. It's a cap ship. It can be a cap ship killer in certain conditions. It's very maneuverable. I've flown these before. You can even go right now and rent them at the expo and test them out yourself, and I recommend doing that. You'll have a lot of fun, even though there's some bugs. But hey, that's part of life. There's always a maze. So let's look at what it's capable of having. On top of that, it's a size 7 weapon. Both of them are size 7. It's insanely big weapon. Insanely big. They even have missiles. Okay? These missiles are size 5. Not normal. That's not normal to have ship. Well, it's not normal because the game has it, but it's not a lot of ships have that utility, that capability to have size 5s. A very small niche. It has countermeasures. Both ships, I believe, have countermeasures because it's a single seater. It needs to defend itself. It has the capability of totally wiping out capital ships in the right conditions. Like any ship in the right condition could wipe out any other ship. But these ships are no joke. They are fairly maneuverable. They're ready to fly today, so test them out. I'd recommend it. The Ion does shield damage, so it's clear. Ion does shield damage. The Inferno does armor damage. Armor is not in game yet, so you'll have to do tests. You'll have to upgrade your components in the future to see how it feels for ships and do tests on your own and see what works, what doesn't work to optimize the ships. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait. So let's move on. All right, we talked about that. talked about all these, so let's move on to Tumbrel, which is also my favorite manufacturer because they have vehicles. I recommend 100% earn all these ground vehicles in game. Earn, earn, earn. If you want to earn them quick enough, then you do either bunker missions or boarding actions. That's my recommendation. Or mix it up, learn how to do a little bit of mining. You can earn these vehicles in game. So we'll talk about the the Cyclone, sorry. The Cyclone, it's 55 bucks. It's not that expensive, but it's still expensive. It has 1 CU of cargo, okay? That's like personal stuff, pretty much. There is paints down here. They're not that expensive, but you can earn paints in game. Sometimes you can't earn these specific paint. Let's say, for example, some games do it where you don't earn those specific paints, but you earn or make different type of paints. So I think they're going to be earnable though. So don't worry about that. Now we'll talk about this one and the variants. And there are variants. So this one has no weapons. Okay? Except for 2 seats. So 1 human being, or in the future when AI is more up to date, or the servers can handle the AI. Right now, I think in my mind, the servers cannot handle the AI. It's like having a pipeline of code, and that code is getting jammed up, and that's why the AI are screwing up on the servers, because that pipe is too thin. And that's what I think is going on, or something similar to that effect, or analogy to that. So this is a transport ship, or a transport vehicle. Some people call them ships, but they're not ships. Unless there's a rocket in the back that's making you fly a certain amount of speed in space, it's not a ship, it's a vehicle. So here we go. It has 1 CUs of cargo, okay? It is a very decent ground vehicle. I love this thing. It is amazing how small it is. At the same time, it's versatile because they have variants. So 1 cargo unit means many things. You could put almost anything on that for 1 cargo unit. Not almost, but I mean, you know, it'll be helpful, right? You also have the rocket variant, which is like the missile variant, like the AA, you know, anti-air. These things are really good and versatile because technically if you have a ship like, keyword, like the Star Runner, and that ship needs to get data from a base on a moon or a planet, it will take that data ship and it'll drop you off with a ground vehicle to infiltrate and get that data and put it into the server, for example, with a USB drive. Who knows? You know, there's a lot of scenarios. So it has the capability of going into, I believe so, a Star Runner or any other ship, like the new Crosshair, for example. That definitely holds this ship. And that is a exploring ship. The Crosshair is 100% an exploring ship. It's supposed to be the mid-range to large ship exploration ship. Yes, it has weapons. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the TR. All right, the TR. What does the TR stand for anyway? I guess it's, let's see. It says for militias, by the way, or security forces. So, not sure why they call it the TR. Maybe I'm missing something militarily, the military words, but it also comes with 120 months of insurance, which is phenomenal. It's great. It is a pretty decent ground vehicle. It has, what size is this? Size 1, I guess. So it's a size 1 weapon, which is pretty okay. It has 0 cargo. It says 3 people. Okay. So when it recommends 3, I would say you can do bare minimum 2. Bare minimum. Or 1. Right? Just like John Rambo would do. Or Spartan, you know, our Halo men out there. But technically, it needs 3. So 1 at the turret, and 2 on the bottom here to do some type of mission or whatever. Meanwhile, the guy on the turret protects them, which is great and amazing. Does it go on the holo viewer? I should have done that earlier. But apparently it does go on the holo viewer. So there you go. Such a pretty little ground vehicle. Wow. I don't know if you can upgrade the turret up top. Not sure. Maybe to a sniper. That might be possible. Or some kind of special sniping weapon. It is a ground vehicle, so anything is possible, right? Then we go to the RC. I think the RC is the speed thing, right? It looks like it. RC. Just like we saw in the video with Jax McClary. Yep. Need for speed. And I think some of the tumbrils or all of them have the capability of holding your weapon on the left and right side. Not sure if all of them have that capability, but most of them do. Or some of them will have that capability to hold the large weapons on the side. Because technically you can't carry the weapon on you when the game is out. Because, I mean, the game is fully out. Because, well, your armor is not going to be able to hold a freaking gun on the back of your backpack meanwhile you're sitting in this chair. So that's going to be bye-bye in the future. The RN. What's the RN? For recon, right? Let's see. But like I said, earn all these in game. Now, if you want to get one of these to help you get a ship, then do so. Okay? Then you just do upgrade, and then you automatically get the 120 months insurance automatically onto whatever spaceship you get. So it could be a help side like a step in. Now this is the AA, which has size 2 missiles. Not anything to sniff at. Doesn't have any cargo. It has as well some kind of weapon, size 1. So it is a capable ground to air weapon. Then we go to the MT, which the MT looks a little bit more deadlier. So the MT is a bit more deadlier. Now you got a size 3. Now this is a proper missile, by the way. Size 3. Dual size 3. So technically 4. Kind of weird. 1, 2. And then there is weapons up there. There's some kind of gun. So there's a turret, size 1. So you're going to need 2 people for that. Definitely. I don't think they could fit in the back. I'm not sure. I have to look in game anyway. So there is for that. Let's look if we have anything else going on. The tank. Okay. And then the motorcycles. All right, I thought there was more, but okay. The tank is a very worth platform to get, by the way. Very worth. And the reason why this is worth it is because if you're going to do ground combat, it's amazing. It has pretty much a little bit of everything, these tanks. Let's see. Comes with 120 months of insurance. It has the missiles that are does it really say 6? I don't know. Is that really a 6? I'll have to. I don't know if this is telling the truth. I have no idea. Maybe? Don't think so. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. All right. No, they're size 2s. But why would that? I'm confused. It's a size 6 rack. So why would it say that? All right, we'll have to see anyway in game. Yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know if this is true or not. So it has 6 rack. $120. Now I'm gonna tell you this: earn it in game, because it's better to have a spaceship than an actual. Unless you're gonna buy a spaceship and this, I'd recommend just getting this in game with in-game credits by earning them. Okay. The reason why that is because if you're gonna go this route and just get this, it's not gonna be enough because the game doesn't support that type of well, it could technically, it could, but most people say get a ship first before getting the ground vehicle. But it really depends on your thought process. You can do a bunker mission on the ground. Really, you don't need to have the ship right away. You can earn the ship by getting this first, purchasing this first, and then getting the ship by earning it by using this to do missions on the ground. Once the mission system is a little bit more refined and we have AI that are a little bit better, you'll be able to earn much more money, I'm sure. And you can earn whatever you want in game or buy it out of game. It's up to you, really. But like I said, test everything out before buying anything, because we have the free fly throughout this month until the 30th. And then sometime next year, there's going to be 4 more times so you can do it within the year. And it's 100% free for you. And you can test out what you like, what you don't like. This thing is an amazing vehicle because it's a 2 to 3 seater. So it's a 3-seater. So multi-crew gameplay is a key thing that's puts up in value, I'd say 100%, because multi-crew is very important. It also says a minimum of 1, and I call BS on that because it's a tank. You need somebody to help you. You can go macho man on it and do 1 person, but it's not advisable. But multiple people is always great because then you have somebody helping you to repair. You know, there are components for this vehicle as well, and everything could be upgraded in the future for these things. So it really depends on you and what you want to play with. So let's see what's next. I don't think there's a variant for this at all. I gotta double check now. Right, no variants. There might be a variant in the future, or a different kind of tank actually. Hover tank will probably come sooner rather than later, because these things are small. That means they can make them fast. But when the game plays in, I think that's when they'll come out. And I think this won't be that complicated to make grav on it. Once grav is in properly, I think that this could be automatically redesigned from the ground, from this, you know, the wheel part or the track system could be redesigned automatically to be grav. All they would have to do is a little bit of tweaking to the system here. But obviously grav would also mean, so maybe Tumbrel will automatically make a grav version if it suits the company, obviously. But there might be another company that makes it first, who knows. So the tank is great. Now we've got the ground vehicles. $35. Earn it in-game. This definitely 100% earn in-game. Earn in-game. Yep. It's a transport. It has some CUs, onboard storage, and those variants. So let's look at this. Fuel tank V vehicle. So 2 of them mounted. Then you've got 0 cargo. Even though it shows cargo, I would say there's a little tiny bit of cargo. But the stats page does not show the cargo. So this is not, I think this is not out yet. These are not out yet, yeah. So that's probably why the stats sheet is not updated yet. Now TR, what's TR? So the Ranger version. So this has size 1, 2 mounted for weapons. So right here, and it looks really cool, by the way. This vehicle looks amazing. I'm gonna buy several of them in game, more than several, a truckload of them, just to keep them in my hangar. Whenever I do get a personal hangar, just like everybody else, I will have a ton of stuff stored for a rainy day. Then you've got these weapon mounts. They look so cool. My goodness. It reminds me of the Batmobile. This thing reminds me of the Batmobile. Or not the Batmobile, the Batmobile bike, which would be the Batmobile turning into a bike when it's damaged. Yeah. Looks amazing. Now, this is the Ranger version. Has no cargo, but I'm sure you can hold your weapon on it. Not sure yet. The data information of this vehicle is not out yet, so stay tuned for more knowledge, more information. There you go. Now we're going to look at the racing version, which I know this is a racing version. I could just smell it. Yep, it's speed, Need for Speed kind of thing. You could do races with these things now, so that would be great. Also, since you racing, you can race on and give us a like and hit us a subscribe by clicking the subscribe button, so you can be notified as well by clicking that notification bell on top of that to let us give you content and also help our community grow. And that would be great, and we much appreciate it, and we love you all. Also, make sure to comment below and let me know what ships, vehicles, and what type of content do you like to see. So let's see what is going to happen here. We got the Ranger RC, which is, like I said, the speed variant. What else is new for this? It is $35. Okay, I'll say this. $35 with 120 months of insurance is not so bad, but it is earnable in-game. And yes, once the game is out, properly out, the price is going to increase. In-game and out of game. So once this vehicle's in, I think it'll increase just a tad bit, maybe. By $5, maybe. Don't know yet. We'll have to see when that comes up, but give you a small warning that these things will go up in price eventually once they're in game. And in game, it's going to be money too, but at the same time, it's going to be reasonable and earnable in game. So you don't have to purchase anything for this. These are the ground vehicles. They're not in yet, but they're going to come very soon, I'm sure. Especially when Pyro comes, these things are going to be in for sure. All right. So the racing version is $35. The TR version, which is the rapid response firing the size 1 guns on the vehicle, it's $40. The Cyclone is $55. The AA Cyclone, which is anti-air, is $80. Then you've got the MT, which is practically ground to air, is $75. Then the RC Speeder Racer All-Terrain, $65. The RN, which is the Recon version, the Explorer version, which is going to be a really cool thing because technically there's going to be unique user software in the game that explains or allows you to scan stuff. That's why this thing is circular. Let's actually look at that. All right. Swap out traditional weapons for a scanning module. So there's going to be a specific type of scanning technology module implemented in the game. Okay. And then sets a handy beacons. So you'll have beacons of where you're going to go. It's practically a ground pathfinder. So you've got the Carrack is a pathfinder, and it finds items, finds things that are important to you and important to the verse for exploration. This would be the ground version of that, even though it's a smaller version of that, which I'm sure there's going to be a bigger version of that in the future for the ground vehicles for that specific role. And it's an exploration, but it also could be exploitation as well, like exploiting stuff too. This is the kind of thing that this ground thing is going to be, because you're on ground, so that means whatever you see on the planet or the moon will automatically help you indicate and find things easily compared to other things. And obviously it's $65, so its value is valid, but at the same time, it's all earnable in game. What else? You've got the TR, $65. The Nova Tank, $120. Valid price, but also valid to buy it in-game with in-game credits by earning those credits. But it's also up to you as the player, as the individual. So there you go for all that. Now let's go into game. Give me a moment to transition to that as well. And thank you for joining us. It is a pleasure to help out the individuals that don't know about the game that much, and enjoy something that we all like, gaming. We're going to look in game for all the ships that we just discussed and the ground vehicles that we discussed, and show it off in game with the in-game assets and stuff like that, so then you all see that you can rent them as well, and also where to go and test out some of these things as well and see what we feel that is best for you as the individual and the player. So here we go. Press F to touch the pad by pressing the F, press F and then the mouse key to open things. Let's see what's going on here. A little bit of lag. All right, let's check. Yeah. Cool down the system a bit. I am running a 4K panel, so sometimes I have some issues. All right. Feels like there is some kind of load going on. So take away that. Help extremely. All right, so you go from space to the ground. Sometimes it could be weird, but it seems
your insurance claim has been sent.
Like it's working, even though it's telling me that to pay $6 grand. Dare they? dare they? So it says it's in the inventory, but it's not working. So there's that. So because of that, there's a little bit of latency going on. This is crosshair. Let's look at the crosshair. Why not? See, 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, so it says 3 minutes. Let's find something. Let's try this again.
Your insurance claim has been sent. Your
Not sure
vehicle
why
has
it's
been
doing.
moved to our storage facility.
Alright, fine.
Vehicle selected. Stand
So
by.
this has 24 CUs of cargo, the Nomad. Now, some people say that the Nomad is
Vehicle has been
meh,
delivered to the following location.
but there's a couple of useful things of the Nomad. Number one, the Nomad has the capability of holding a small vehicle. Yes, correct. The Rock, even. A mining vessel, or a mining ground vehicle. So, right there, it boosts the value. As well, it has cargo capacity, yeah? You got 24 CUs, so there you go. Also, on top of that, and there's a ramp, so we'll look at it. See, it comes down. Even the ramp, see, look at that. Some beautiful stuff, right? Then, there you go. Then you've got also the capability, and it's also not, it has GravTech, so there's that. And it also has cargo for stuff, which is a decent size. Then you've got also the bathroom, toilet, some shelving. Then you got components system here. Mostly all upgradable in the future, as well as now. Some stuff is upgradable. You have a bed on top of that, and then you got a kitchen kind of thing, kitchenette on the side here. You could even cook stuff as well, and have water. There you go. Then the seat. I'm gonna fly to microTech.
Welcome. Your journey begins now. All systems operational.
You are clear to launch.
It actually flies fairly well. Not perfect, but fairly well. And fairly well to me means like pretty good. Fairly smooth. It's a worth getting. I could say that. But it's like similar to a starter ship, but not really a starter ship. It's like a little bit above a normal starter ship. And then you go quantum.
Quantum travel engaged. Retracted. Quantum travel complete.
Normally, that would be where I land, right? That's where all the ships land. But there is a secret location that you can go to. That's not secret, but more like a better area to go to. Just land your ship. Yes, you might have to reclaim the ship again and again and again whenever you do something like this, or you could go get the ship again by going after it, unless somebody already grabbed it from that location. So there is that. And then it's telling you, warning, warning, near restricted area. Isn't that where they always say that? There's a ship there, by the way. Pretty good indicator. There's multiple ships. Look at that, another one there. Don't know who that is. Hopefully they don't do. Oh yeah, there is the armistice zone, so you can't shoot anybody anyway. By the way, microTech is super cold, like ultra cold. We're gonna land here. The Starfarer, yo. It says, did it not load in? That is strange. Did it go through the ice? I wouldn't be surprised. What is that? The Nomad as well. Holy smokes. 2 Nomad men. Nomad. Hercules is there, okay. Alright. So press Y to get out of your seat. Alright. Open sesame. And the apparent crash. Alright. That's interesting. That happened to me multiple times with this ship. But you know what? It might come back. Jesus. I don't know why it does that, to be honest. Maybe I might need to pick up a different ship. Might be a glitch, who knows? I don't know why it's not working where I can respawn there. But we're gonna test out a different ship because apparently that is problematic. Or I'm going to not spawn there. Or I mean not spawn, but not land there and land a little bit further away.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System. Your insurance claim has been moved to our storage facility. Vehicle selected.
So instead, I'm going to get the cutter. Can fly both anyway, so. Cutter is a decent starter ship right now for the price, but once it goes up, I would say not so great. Because then it competes against the Titan, or I mean the Stalker ships, and to me, I think the Stalker ships have a little bit more weaponry value and cargo value. Well, no, cargo might not be big, actually. I might be wrong. I have to look at it. But, I think weaponry value, it would be far better to get one of the Stalker classes. And right now, armor's not in game, so we'll have to see what happens. I say the cutter is a decent starter ship, though. Really decent. And obviously it comes for lifetime insurance on top of that, so there is that. Where is the starter? Yeah. There you go. Planetary craft. It almost moves the same as the